Okay, let's just say you're sitting in Chicago, Illinois, and you find a load in Indianapolis, Indiana, and that's 183 miles. You have the deadhead. That's already not very good, right? But the another bad part is that that load goes to Ottawa, Ontario, and you do not live in Ottawa, Ontario, right? You live, I will just pick up any destination here, but see, it's very far from Toronto where I live, right? So let's say, in my case, I live in Cambridge, Ontario. See, that's a lot of deadhead. I have to deadhead here, and I have to deadhead back here from Ottawa to Cambridge. So the total miles are 1362. But the load pays extremely well. Let's say the distance here is 843, and let's just say it pays like $4,000. You know. So how do you know? Can you do this load and still be profitable or not? Now, to do that, we have to use a tool I made up here in OpenOffice. This is my top secret budget. Just don't look at the numbers because they don't mean anything. But let's say what you do is you put all your fees in here and all your bills. Let's say your mortgage, your taxes, whatever you need your money for. And then at the bottom here, see expenses. I use the sum little formula, right? So it says, basically gives you the summary of B3 down to B27. So each time you change something here, this amount changes. So let's say if I want to be getting ahead and pay, save some money a little bit and pay towards some debts I have, and right now I'm paying a lot in taxes, but that's going to change. Let's say, see, now it's this amount, right? Let's say now I put $500. I hit enter, and the whole amount changes. That's what I love about tables, that they do lots of things automatically. But these are only your home expenses, right? So what you do here, this is the more important part of the table. That's your trucking costs. And the way that we do this, we take the actual amounts and then we translate them into cents per mile. And we assume we do 10,000 miles per month. I never do that much, but I'll show you how that can be used to determine your minimum rate per mile. So let's say I know that my base cost for licensing and the plates is about $800 a month. So that's 800 divided by 10,000 is 8 cents per mile. My lease, so basically my financing cost for the equipment, for the trailer and another attachment I ordered before, is $1,500 or 15 cents. Then there's insurance, $6.50 or 6 cents. Then there's repairs, and I know roughly from my experience, actually I think I should be more conservative here. Let's say we put 2,000, because this damn truck keeps breaking up. But my fuel is not as high. I just checked my actual fuel bill, and it was 32,000 for 9 months. So we divide that by 9. That's 35.79. So, but let's say I put here 4,000. So that should give me 40 cents. Right? Anyway, so this, and then here, so we do here, we just do like this, select this, and then you click on this little icon, and that inserts this formula, sum of all these cells, I5 to I9. So this is my basically rate per mile to the truck. Now the interesting thing here is that this number, I don't have to insert it myself. You see here the formula is product B28, this one, B28, 28B, divided by 10,000. So each time I change something here, this number changes. Now watch, let's say I decided to get a super expensive computer and laptop, and now I'm paying not 75 bucks, but I'm paying $7,500. Now watch what happens here. As soon as I click enter, that amount changes because this amount changed here. So I love these tables because of this. So they allow you to automatize a lot of things. Anyway, so this is the sum of all these expenses. So basically, if I get net of $1.48 per mile, I'll be able to cover my base costs like licensing and registration. I'll be able to pay for my truck and trailer, my insurance. I'll be able to repair my truck when it breaks down. I'll be able to buy fuel, and I'll be able to cover all these bills that I have here. Like, once again, don't focus on what I have here. This is totally arbitrary. These are not my expenses. I just put them in like for the example's sake. You see there's no mortgage here. There's just just one car. Maybe you have like 10 cars in your garage, right? Who knows? But anyway, so that should be your real expenses. But the thing is that this is net revenue, so you have to know what the gross rate should be in order for you to cover all these expenses. And the trick is that roughly, in my case, it's about 75 cents, 75%. So let's say there's a load that pays $27.50 on 1,000 miles, basically $2.75 per mile, and roughly $4.50 out of that is fuel surcharge. So I get 73% of this, right? But I also get the entire $4.50. So that gives me $21.29 to the truck. That's my net revenue, and divided by $27.50 times 100. See, that's even 77%. But I use 75% here. So what I do, I see like this, and you look at the formula. I take the field I11 and I divide it by 75. So that gives me the gross rate I should be looking at, because all the loads on the Landstar board, they post the gross rate, basically the rate that the customer pays to Landstar, right? So basically that's what it is. So if I can manage to do this amount, or let's say just roughly, $2 per mile, right? So that will be shooting for $2 per mile. If I can manage to squeeze $2 per mile gross on 10,000 miles, so that should cover all my bills, and I'll be profitable because I'll be saving some money. I'll be getting ahead, but this is a bit low. Like before, when I was checking, it was like 225 for me, 225. But let's just say, let's go back to that little table here. So so now we know that, let's say this load pays $5 per mile gross. So 843 times 5. Again, gross means that's what it pays to Landstar, right? So let's say 42.15. But you see here, we have to add, let's say Chicago, Illinois, right? And then we add here my home, Cambridge, Ontario. Now we have 1,362 miles, but the load pays this. So now what we do is we just divide this amount by the entire miles, by 1,362. And we see that it still pays $3 per mile, which is amazing, But let's just say that this load pays, what was it, 850 miles from Indianapolis to Ottawa. Let's say it pays only $3 per mile. Well, that's $25.50, but you have 1,362 miles total. So you divide by 1,362, and you get $1.87 per mile. So what's that tells you? That tells you that if this load pays $3 per mile on loaded miles from Indianapolis to Ottawa, this not gonna get you enough money to cover all your bills and this. And why I'm using this rate for all the miles is because in my case I never do 10,000 miles. I don't know. It's just that kind of the industry uses this number all the time, and but it's still very handy. In my case, I just use it to apply to all the miles, because as a Canadian trucker, I often do lots of empty miles, and if you calculate this number for yourself, it'll be really helpful when you have to do some serious deadhead. So, and that's my suggestion. That's how you find your R spot, and that's how you stay profitable when you paid percentage. Thanks for watching. This was Sergey Drachev from Cambridge, Ontario. Thanks.